How you know you're dealing with narcissists is they would immediately get offended by you letting them know that they should have told you. Oh, what you mean I should have told you? Damn, I got shit to do for myself. That's a common response from a narcissist. All they care about is themselves. And they will gaslight you, make you feel bad for having boundaries or just saying, hey, look, you told me you was going to do something for me. What this does for the narcissist is this prevents you or gets you in the habit of not checking them. This is why you got to do it at the beginning. It gets you in a habit of being scared and walking on eggshells around them, and you can't really tell them how you feel because you know that they're going to attack you or have some type of, childish ass temper tantrum just because you got boundaries. Okay? Guilt and shame, one of the big traits. What's going on? What's happening, fellas? It's your boy KD. Let's get right into it. So today I'm going to show you guys how to deal with a narcissist. Now, one thing I want to get out the way is there's a big misconception about narcissistic people. See, a lot of people think that narcissistic people are just obsessed with themselves and they're totally just in love with themselves. They can't get enough of themselves. Part of that is true. Yes, they are obsessed with themselves. I will admit that. But they don't love themselves. Okay, just because you're obsessed with yourself, that doesn't mean you actually love yourself. That don't mean you have self-love. See, when people grow up, you get a certain amount of attention from your parents. And depending on the amount of attention you get from your parents will determine your mindset and how you interact with people when you grow up. See, a lot of narcissistic people got too much damn attention growing up. And because of that, they still crave and want this attention as they get older. But one of the things you got to understand as a grown adult, that everybody's not thinking about you. The world does not revolve around you. But narcissistic people don't understand this concept. So the first thing you need to do when dealing with a narcissistic person is understanding their traits and characteristics. Okay, you have to be able to point them out. Now, one thing they're going to be is self-absorbed. Very self-absorbed. Like I said, very obsessed with themselves. Now, I'm going to be honest, G. Ain't nothing wrong with loving yourself. This is a no BS video, bro. Ain't nothing wrong with loving yourself. Ain't nothing wrong with looking in the mirror and saying, I'm the shit. But when you get to the point when that love for yourself changes the way you see other people and you're less empathetic for people because all you care about is yourself, you only care about you, you take the last slice of pizza every damn time, G, now you're a narcissist. Okay, when you get to the point to where you don't care about your actions and how it affects people because at the end of the day, you only care about your results. Whether that's at work, whether that's in dating, family, friends. Okay, those are characteristics of a narcissist. Another thing narcissistic people do is they will manipulate you. They will manipulate you to get what they want. A classic example of a narcissistic woman is she will tell you a real man will pay all my bills and take care of me even just in the dating phase. Okay, guys, and she would do everything in her power to shame you and guilt you to make you feel like you're not a real man for taking care of her just at the dating stage. All right, fellas, so you have to pay attention to this. Now, the reason why you need to avoid narcissistic people, the main point, is because you need to avoid emotional attachment to these type of people. Okay, you need to avoid getting too involved with these people because you can go in a downward emotional spiral in trying to please these people, trying to keep these people happy, trying to keep these people from having temper tantrums. All right, another thing that is going to avoid is you wasting time. Okay, I've wasted so much time with people who I had genuine interest for, but they only cared about themselves. And at the end of the day, through trial and error, I realized like I can't change them. They're just a narcissist. No matter what I do, no matter how much I consider them, no matter how much I compromise, they're not going to change. Okay, and we're going to talk about that in a second. Now, first thing you need to do if you're dealing with a narcissistic person right now, if it's at work, family, friends, or dating, you need to set boundaries, okay? With people at work. You got people at work who are narcissistic, who are very self-absorbed, selfish, trying to manipulate you. Set boundaries. Let them know up front what you will and what you will not tolerate. A lot of the trouble people have with dealing with narcissists is that they don't set boundaries. They don't check the person when they disrespect them. See, one thing that narcissistic people want is power. Okay, they want power over you, whether that's emotionally, whether that's financially, whether that's physically. They want power over you. So what a lot of narcissistic people will do is they will test you at the beginning to see if you can be one of their victims. This is why you need to set clear and firm boundaries at the beginning. Okay, refuse, 100% refuse to engage in any type of behavior or any type of dialogue that is going to disrespect you or go against your morals and values. Okay, this is how you check them up front without even getting involved with them. Now, there will be some times where narcissistic people are going to creep in, okay, but we're going to talk about that in a second. Another thing you need to do, like I said, is walk away when you're disrespected. Okay, when people disrespect you and they're constantly just outwardly disrespecting you with no regards to your reaction or how you're going to feel about it, this is a clear sign and symptom that you might be dealing with a narcissistic person. What you need to do is maintain control. Okay, this is why you not letting people disrespect you and you setting boundaries is so important. Is you maintaining control in that relationship, because like I said, if you get too close to a person to the point to where you guys are bonded, whether that's at work, you got too close to a person to where your work status is dependent upon that person, or you got too close to a person in your family to where your financial situation or whatever you're doing is dependent upon that person, or you got into a relationship where you're dependent upon that woman, or you're dealing with a friend whether you're dependent upon that person. If you got to that point and you've already let them in and they're a narcissist, you're pretty much trapped after that. So it's going to be way harder. I'd rather stop a problem from happening than try to fix it while it's happening. Okay, so you don't want to get into that cycle. So checking boundaries at the beginning is going to help you maintain control in that relationship, in that dynamic. All right, like I said, narcissistic people want to be the center of attention. So they will do anything and everything. They will guilt you and they will shame you for not making them the center of attention and for you caring about yourself. Okay, now, one big thing that narcissistic people have is a big ass ego. Okay, they got a huge ass ego, and one of the things you need to learn how to do is killing their ego, destroying their ego, because if their ego gets too big and they're involved with you, it can cause some damage. Now, remember I said they crave attention and validation. They crave it. You want to know who are good examples of narcissists these days? Is these Instagram models, these Instagram girls. They crave attention non-stop, and it's all about them. You know what I'm saying? And you can tell when you get into relationships with those type of women. It reflects in the relationship. It's all about them. It's all about how they look. And you know what's crazy? An easy ass way to find a narcissistic woman is most narcissistic women don't want to deal with good looking men. Even though they good looking. See, you would think a woman who's a 9 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10 will want to deal with a man who looks good as well, who's a 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10. But a 9 out of 10 narcissistic woman, she don't want to deal with a man who looks good because he's going to take a lot of attention away from her. The attention that she wants. Okay, guys, if you see a woman online posting a bunch of pictures of herself, but she never posts pictures of her family, or never posts pictures of her man, she's narcissistic as hell. All right, G, I'm keeping it real with you, bro. You guys got to pay attention. So understand this. They love attention and they love validation. Okay, guys? So you got to look for these signs in their behavior. So a big key to dealing with this is not validating them. See, I think the rise in narcissism, because there has been a rise in narcissistic people, is because of social media. And I tell guys all the damn time, G. I tell dudes all the time, bro. If you want to stop these women from being so damn self-absorbed and so damn self-centered and so egotistical and so narcissist, stop fucking validating them. Stop telling them that they the shit when they not. Tell them the truth. Okay, guys, but guys, simps, bro, I'm telling you, it's crazy. So you got to avoid validating these people, okay, in your family. If you got people in your family who have bad behavior, who are treating people bad, who are disrespecting other people, and all they doing is like they just on a power trip and they just doing it to make themselves feel better, be the person to check them if you got a problem with it. Let them know what it is. Sometimes you got to check people who you need in your life who you just can't remove, okay? Because that's two different situations. Sometimes you can walk away. And I'm going to skip to that point. Sometimes you just got to know when to walk away. Some people you have to walk away from. Some women you have to walk away from. Okay, you're dealing with a narcissistic woman, you might have to walk away. Sometimes you got to sacrifice the queen in a situation. Okay, guys, if you're doing everything for a woman, you're supporting a woman, you're being her support system, you're taking care of her, you're being a masculine man, you're doing your duties, and she's not cooperating, and she still wants full attention, she still wants you to pay for dates, she still wants you to take her out, she still wants you to treat her like a queen. Bro, sometimes you got to sacrifice that bitch, bro. Sometimes you got to sacrifice the queen. All right, it is what it is, because if you keep dealing with narcissistic women, they will lower your confidence. A lot of men think that they don't really have confidence, but the problem is they get into relationships with women, with narcissistic ass women, and day after day, she just beating your ass down, bro, beating your ego down, beating your confidence down, beating your self-esteem down. Okay, guys? So when you're dealing with women like that, every single problem that arises inside the relationship that happens is going to be about you. It's going to be your issue. You're going to have to fix it. Everything is going to turn around on you. It will even get to the point that if a fucking bitch even cheat on you, bro, it's going to be your fault. That's how bad narcissism is. This is why this is so important. And this is why I'm making this video today. All right, guys? And this is another thing why you have to walk away, is narcissistic people rarely change. Okay, there are some cases and some problems, or I don't really want to say disorders, but some issues that people have, mentally, psychologically, whatever, and over time that they can change. A narcissist rarely changes because this is mostly from upbringing, like I said. This is mostly childhood shit. Okay, them getting too much damn attention when they were kids. So it's going to be hard as hell for you to come into their adult life and try to fucking change them on some shit that they grew up doing. It's not going to happen. Okay, it's just not going to happen. So it only gets worse over time. It only gets worse over time. So that's why I started off with recognizing it. If you recognize this shit from the beginning, you can be prepared to walk away so you don't get too involved in like a fucking marriage or a 10-year-long friendship just being tortured by somebody, or be at a job to where you can't leave because your income is dependent upon that job and you got a mortgage to pay, you got kids, you got all this shit you got to get done, or you're in a family situation where you're letting the love and the connection override logic and you're getting broken down every day. Okay, now one thing you need to prepare for with the narcissist is gaslighting and manipulation. They will gaslight your ass, and I'll give you a clear example. Let's say you got a friend who's a narcissist and they promise to do something for you. They promise to, like, let's say they promise to go pick up something from the store for you, and it's around 3 o'clock when they were supposed to have it dropped off already, but lo and behold, they're nowhere to be found. You call them, you calling them, you finally get in touch with them around 8 p.m., 5 hours later, and you're like, hey, G, what's going on, man? I've been hitting you up, you're supposed to drop off the bag. And they're like, oh, man, I forgot I had this other thing I had to go do. And you like, what's up? Like, you could have told me, you know what I'm saying? How you know you're dealing with narcissists is they would immediately get offended by you letting them know that they should have told you. Oh, what you mean I should have told you? Damn, I got shit to do for myself. That's a common response from a narcissist. All they care about is themselves. And they will gaslight you, make you feel bad for having boundaries, or just saying, hey, look, you told me you was going to do something for me. What this does for the narcissist is this prevents you or gets you in the habit of not checking them. This is why you got to do it at the beginning. It gets you in a habit of being scared and walking on eggshells around them, and you can't really tell them how you feel because you know that they're going to attack you or have some type of, childish ass temper tantrum just because you got boundaries. Okay? Guilt and shame, one of the big traits. Okay? Now, going over to mastering emotional detachment. And you guys know I saved the game for the end. This is very important. Sometimes you're going to have to deal with people, like in your family, like at work. Women, kick them bitches, bro. You can just get rid of them hoes. And friends as well. You might have to deal with a friend. You might have a lifelong friendship that you want to keep or whatever. Maybe you could probably get rid of them. I usually get rid of friends if they're doing too much, to be honest with you. But for work and family mainly, sometimes you're going to have to be around people and you don't have a choice. So you got to understand how to master emotional detachment, and what that means is facts over feelings. You can't get too involved in these people's behavior. You got to understand and take it for what it is. That's just how they are. Okay, you got that. I know you got that person in your family. You like, bro, Uncle Ray just Uncle Ray, G. That's how Uncle Ray is. You know what I'm saying? It don't make you mad. You just know not to have certain type of conversations with that person. You just know when a family reunion come around, when Uncle Ray start drinking, not to really fuck with Uncle Ray. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta understand facts over feelings. Just understand the basics of your relationship dynamics. Know who and who not to talk to at certain times. Know who and who not to trust. Know who and who not to get involved with. Okay, you gotta stay logical. Very, very logical in these type of situations, because narcissistic people thrive off of emotional reactions. Narcissistic people love when they say something to you and you get all rattled up and you get all fucked up in the head, and now you want to knock them out, but you really can't knock them out because you at work and they know you at work. Gee, I dealt with this so many times, so don't do it. Stay indifferent. Stay logical. Okay, guys? The easiest way to fight off a narcissistic person is you to be logical and to be aware of what's going on, because they hate that shit. They want you to get fucked up in the head and go off on them so they can tell you, damn, look at you doing too much. It wasn't even that serious. Sound familiar? Okay, guys, so this is very, very important. If you are having trouble dealing with a narcissistic person and it's ruining your life, causing a lot of tension, messing up your mindset, destroying your confidence, you can book a one-on-one coaching call with me. A link is in the description. I can sit down with you for either 30 minutes or a full hour and help you navigate these problems in life. It's your boy KD. Appreciate you for tuning in. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. And if you liked the video and got value, don't forget to hit the like button and share this with a homeboy who this will help out. All right, fellas, it's your boy KD. We out here, baby.